a while ago, like a good week or two ago, not like super long ago, I kind of just booted up Sonic Jam on Saturn, and I kind of got just back into kind of just playing through the first 3 Sonic games again. It was a pretty good time. It's something I kind of end up doing every year or so, I guess. I don't know, I kind of play CD whenever I feel like it, but I have like an annual replay, you know? So while they're fresh in my mind, and while I can't sleep and have to work off some caffeine before bed, I gotta confess, right? I do just like making tier lists. So a classic Sonic zones. That's a pretty good one, right? We can all get behind that. So yeah, here's the tier list. Here's the zones. Just all the classic Sonic zones. I'm not going to do Mania just because I've not played Mania. In honesty, I really need to. But yeah, so just be from 1, 2, 3 Knuckles and CD. Now, first thing we're going to do is we've got to change this. This will not do. I'm not a fan of the way tier lists work with just having S, A, B, C, D like rankings, because they're pretty. I prefer giving them like a description. So and always hype as fuck. Let's not be a factual Andy. Let's not be a stingy critic. See, guys, by putting 2 fun little words at the end of what I say that's really opinionated, suddenly I can't be blamed for my opinions. So part of me wants to start with CD, because I already kind of know how I'd rank CD zones. CD's the one I'm the most familiar with. Sonic CD, the only game I could kind of say I could speedrun. I love me some Sonic CD. But we'll do this the old-fashioned way. We'll do this proper. We'll do it chronologically. We'll do this lore accurately. We'll do this laccurately. We'll drink lots of milk while we do it. Or we'll lactate. But I can't. Let's leave that there. But let's leave that one there. So Green Hill, right? Default. It's the default. Come on, there we go. Green Hill Zone is the default. It's fine. I mean, Green Hill Zone is fun. I'm never excited to play Green Hill Zone. It just kind of appears. It is one of the faster zones in 1. It kind of captures Sonic better than most of Sonic 1 does, but pretty great starting point. Just going straight in the middle there for me, because it's not too exciting really. And Marble Madness? Why did I have to second guess that? Yeah, Marble Madness. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, of course it's Marble Madness. What am I saying? It's late at night. Okay. Marble Madness I don't hate. It's kind of just boring. Yeah, I don't dislike it actively. I kind of like that it's very platforming heavy. It's slow, but at least it's got like good platforming, so it's going there. The music's kind of cool. Now, Spring Yard Zone. Spring Yard Zone, honestly, I really like it. It's going up here or up here for me. It's one of the zones I like more. In fact, I'd probably say it is my favourite zone from Sonic 1. Yeah, honestly, I love the music, I love the visuals, I love that it's the most sort of momentum heavy zone. It kind of plays with the momentum, which is what I love in classic Sonic. Fuck it. Yeah, you know what? I actually really like Spring Yard. It's got the momentum, it's got a cool vibe. It's not quite a casino level, not quite a city level. It's kind of also mountainous, you know? Cope. It taught me to cope. It taught me the ever valuable word of the ever valuable. It taught me the ever valuable idea of just coping with things. I learned how to cope thanks to Spring Yard Zone. And I like its boss. Its boss is one of the more interesting ones in Sonic 1. I love the music, dude. The music. Favorite track in Sonic 1. Yeah. Honestly, as far as Sonic 1 zones go, I like this guy. He's going to be very low in this higher tier. But Spring Yard Zone is just such a vibe. And it's not the fastest zone. But like I say, I like its playing with the momentum. And you do get some speed, you know. Yeah, Labyrinth Zone goes there. That's quite easy. I mean, I don't hate Labyrinth Zone. I don't hate that it's slow. I hate that there's like no platforming really. Marble Madness has a lot of platforming at least, but Labyrinth Zone is just kind of a drag, to be honest. The boss is weird. The music's fine. It's probably the worst zone I'd say in Sonic 1. I don't hate it. There are actually zones in other Sonic games here that I like a lot less than this, but it's still a bit of a drag. And Starlight Zone, you know, you're going here, yeah. You're not my favorite because you're kind of, you are the fastest stage. Don't get me wrong. You're the sort of the most fun stage in Sonic 1. But Act 2 is like nothing. Act 2 has like nothing in it. It's kind of just too much. There's too much speed sections and not really enough platforming. There's not really enough meat to this stage. It's fun. I love that city background. That city background is gorgeous. That was the background on my old YouTube channel when I used to review games when I was 16. Like everyone did. That was my background. I do love Starlight Zone. The music, chef's kiss. It is probably the most nostalgic zone, I think, as well for me, for most people. It's definitely the best zone, I would agree, but I do kind of like Spring Air and what it's doing more. And Scrap Brain, you know, I actually really like Scrap Brain. I'm putting Scrap Brain here. It's kind of speedy and also kind of just like full of hazards. It's a lot more engaging than Green Hill. A lot more fun than that to me. And, you know, that's kind of cool. You get a nice mix with Sonic 1. You get some fast stages, you get some platforming. I really like the platforming in Sonic 1. I think that's kind of why I enjoy stages like Marble. I don't mind Marble Madness. I don't mind Scrap Brain. I like Scrap Brain. I think the main thing with these stages is just they're a nice variety in Sonic 1, you know. For the first game, honestly they did a pretty good job, and I will say though, I do kind of like Sonic 1 8-bit more. I kind of usually have more fun with it, because it kind of holds your hand a little less and you sort of get a bit more, it is more entirely platforming, they go in for that more and I think that suits it better. And its bosses are kind of wild, and it's got its own vibe, it's got its own style. I do like me some Sonic 1 8-bit, I think I like it more than the 16-bit version. But for the sake of variety, I am actually going to go and do Sonic CD right now. Because Sonic CD is my favourite, alright? I get why people don't like it. It's puzzly, it's kind of a labyrinth sometimes. It's very slow if you don't do the time stones route. But man, the vibe, the music, the graphics, how aggressive Sonic CD is. It's like the most Japanese of all the classic Sonic games. I love it, dude. It's, from a design perspective, the way you've got to remember it is that classic Sonic and Sonic in general is built on like, you'll have a speed section, right, where you go fast, you do all the loops, woo, and you get like launched into the air. There'll be like a big set piece that slows you down and drops you somewhere, and then you'll do the platforming. That's kind of how Sonic's structured, where the platforming and the speed is very separate. Sonic CD, and you'll see the same with Chaotix, the more Japanese developed games, they kind of mix the two. It's much more about momentum, and the stages are like big, almost like big like obstacle courses, or like a big skate park. I don't know, but they kind of go a lot more in for the momentum. They kind of blend the platforming and the speed together, and that does make a game that's a bit of a mess, sure, but I think it's so much more fun to play. I think it's so much more interesting to navigate and to sort of experience for the first time. The first playthrough of Sonic CD, that shit is crazy. That shit blew my mind, dude. All the Sonic games I loved first playthrough, but Sonic CD, it's just on it. It's just doing something different. It's classic Sonic on crack, and with like the greatest music, dude. Sonic CD, yeah, I love it. Easy favorite classic Sonic for me. So, and like I say, I've played this game so much. This is pretty much my main comfort food game. If no one got my back, Sonic CD got my back, you know? So I've played this game more than probably any other game. I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty good at it. I'm not like world-class speedrunning, of course not, but like I can hold my own in Sonic CD. I'm pretty confident in that. It's the one game I'm good at. Please let me have that, guys. So I'm going to be a little biased with the CD zones, kinda, but I will be fair. I will still be fair, and I'll put Palm Tree Panic. I'm going to put it here. It's always fun. It's always a fun. It's very open. You got a lot of open space to throw yourself around in. In fact, I'm actually going to move this down. Actually, I kind of oversold you there, Spring Yard Zone. I do love you. I do love you, Spring Yard Zone. I'm going to subtract points. Obviously, with Sonic CD, you've got the past and the good future, the bad future, variants of the stages. That makes these stages so much more, gives it so much more depth than the other ones. So I'm trying not to factor that in. I'm trying to like factor in just overall this stage, mostly the present version, if I can. So I'm still going to give you points because you're a great focused stage, I think, Spring Yard, because you kind of got the momentum and the platforming and the speed in little chunks, which I like. Palm Tree Panic though. Yeah, Palm Tree Panic, you stay there. I think you're fun. I have more of a fondness for Spring Yard Zone. And next is Collision Chaos. Collision Chaos easily going just above this. I love Collision Chaos. It's not the easiest to speedrun. It's kind of, for me, the stage if you're doing a run of Sonic CD. This is the most annoying stage to get the time stones on, and it's also the one you kind of want to. You want to get them both Palm Tree Panic, both Quartz Quadrant, both Tidal Tempest. They're easy. The best other place to get them is this guy, is Collision Chaos, and it is kind of a bit more awkward than the others. I love how abstract that zone is. I love the abstractness of Sonic CD. People always say like, oh, it's random colours and shapes, but I just think you're not looking at it from the mind of it's meant to feel very alien and very otherworldly. There's enough details and familiar locations you can kind of say like it's some sort of, it's like a gateway, I'd say. Collision Chaos is kind of like some sort of like gateway planet. Like it's got an upper layer and a lower layer. Like it's two planets facing each other. That's the kind of vibe I get from it. It's kind of like a, not like a pocket dimension sort of thing, but more just like it's a between. It's the bridge between two planets kind of vibe. I think it's really cool. It's like a city meets like caves and like, I love it. I love the vibe of this stage. Music wise, I mean, I actually like the US version. I actually like the US music a lot more in Collision Chaos. I genuinely want to make a whole video just talking about Sonic CD's music. So I'll very quickly summarise that I think. Alright, JP music, it is the game's soundtrack. It is the intended way to play it. But dude, if you ask me, US soundtrack is so much better. It's so much more varied, I think. It's got so much more going on. The JP soundtrack smacks. It's amazing. They're both as good. I find it hard to say there's one better. But the US soundtrack has the advantage of having atmosphere as well as bangers. The JP soundtrack kind of only has the hype music. The US soundtrack kind of gets more across, I think. I love its tones. I love its weirdness. Collision Chaos is the best example of that. I am going to, however, I'm going to try and factor in the difference in scale and quality of the zones and the fact that the music, I will be fair and look on a level ground. For a Sonic 1 zone, I really, really like Spring Yard. For a CD zone, I quite like Collision Chaos. Tidal Tempest is probably it's not my least favourite actually from Sonic CD. I'm actually going to say taking away the points for Sonic CD's inherent advantages of the music and the multiple stages. I'm actually going to put this below Scrap Brain, because I enjoy Scrap Brain in comparison to the rest of Sonic 1. Tidal Tempest, I'm indifferent. It's probably the most meh stage for me in Sonic CD. I don't dislike it, I don't think it's interesting. It's just kind of like a nice vibe. It's just kind of there. Yeah, no, I like Tidal Tempest. The music's great. I like the JP music more than the US music on this stage, definitely. But Quartz Quadrant, dude, it's not even a question. Not even a question. Quartz Quadrant, all the music, all the speed. If you have ever tried to speedrun Sonic CD, this stage is bliss. It is so fun. It's kind of easier than the rest, but it's also the most visceral. The way it's structured, of it being like always like three paths going like across from each other into big open rooms, it is so satisfying. The backgrounds of like this sort of mine city empire in like a gem cave, the music is fucking amazing, dude. This stage, it's so fast, it's so simple, so beautiful, dude. I love Quartz Quadrant. Quartz Quadrant is popular for a good reason. Wacky Workbench, I'm putting you like up here. I actually really like Wacky Workbench. Honestly, Wacky Workbench is fun. The floor is trampoline. How can you not like that? It's actually quite easy for speedrunning. You kind of just got to take one quick path to like the speed shoes, and then just kind of like try and hop over the podiums. It's kind of one of the easier ones once you get the route down. Getting the route down is kind of awkward and it's kind of hard to remember, but it's pretty easy to pull off once you've got the routes memorized. Honestly, yeah, I don't mind Wacky Workbench. I think it's fun. I think I like it more than this because just it's got a concept. I like that each Sonic CD zone has a theme. It's kind of like a gimmick. It's kind of like a core idea, and Wacky Workbench really goes in for it. So yeah, honestly, Wacky Workbench, I like you. You're not bad. At Stardust Speedway, I absolutely hate. Like, this fucking zone. I know people love Stardust Speedway. Okay, I know people love this stage. I can't stand Stardust Speedway. Okay, it's, for me, this zone just, okay, the music is pretty good. The JP Stardust Speedway, I think, is honestly the weakest JP tracks for me, and I think the strongest US tracks. I love its background art, I love its concept, but it's just pipes, dude. Dude, it's just a bunch of pipes. It's not an interesting design. It's not fun to try and speedrun, I think. I just don't think Stardust Speedway is fun. I'm sorry. In fact, it's not that I don't find it fun. No, I find it fun. I like it. It's going here. It's my least favourite stage in Sonic CD. Easily my least favourite stage in Sonic CD. It's hard to memorise the specific points to go, the specific routes, because it all looks so similar to me. That's what I struggle with. I don't find the design interesting. It's really just the music and the look and the vibe that I enjoy. And even then, I'm saying the US is doing it way better in that version. Metallic Madness, I think is fun. It's a good challenge. It's a good last zone. It takes the speed out, but Sonic CD is such a ridiculously fast game. I think that kind of makes sense, honestly. Once you learn about the shortcut in Act 2 as well, there's some really good shortcuts. You can easily beat Act 2 in like a minute 30, minute 40, if you know like minute 50 is kind of the average. 2 minutes is, anything about 2 minutes is a good run for Act 2, and Act 1 I think is really fun. If you stick to the top in Act 1 as well, it's only like 30 seconds you can do. Honestly, I really like Metallic Madness. I'm putting this guy like, here, honestly. The music's awesome in both versions. I like it. Visually it's simple, but it's got a good atmosphere. It's got cool lighting. Metallic Madness, you're going here, and I'm going to actually move Tidal Tempest up. I'm just remembering how much fun it kind of is, because it's quite a good zone. It's kind of got momentum, but like in really slow bursts. Okay, but I am factoring. See, the thing is, the CD zones, all of them I like more than even my favourite zone in Sonic 1, right? If we're comparing them as they are, Sonic 1, Spring Yard Zone, you're below Stardust Speedway easy. My least favourite zones in CD are still better to me than my favourite zones in Sonic 1, but I'm trying to keep this universal. So, yeah. Honestly, I really like Collision Chaos. I think Collision Chaos gets a bad rap. I think it's fun. I think Metallic Madness is really good as well. Wacky Workbench, you're pretty good. Tidal Tempest, you're fine. You're kind of there. Stardust Speedway, I love you as well. I love all the CD zones, but you are just like the hardest to memorize. Is kind of my problem with you. So that's CD. CD is kind of what I wanted to do this video for, because I got a lot to say about CD zones. CD zones? What zones? My crotch zones. I'm sorry, I can resist that one. Sonic 2. On that note, Emerald Hill Zone. I mean, Emerald Hill Zone's fine. You're kind of like the same thing as Green Hill. I'm putting you here. You're better than Green Hill. In fact, yeah, you're better than Green Hill. I love that you can beat Sonic 2. You can get all the Chaos Emeralds by... You can get every Chaos Emerald in Sonic 2 before you get the Chemical Plant. I love that they designed Emerald Hill that way, but it's alright, I don't mind it. And Chemical Plant, I mean, you're kind of here, honestly, dude. I've never been mad about Chemical Plant Zone. The music's cool, it's not really my favourite music in Sonic 2. It's not really got a vibe, Chemical Plant Zone to me. It's kind of just, here's a factory. Here's a factory with goop. It's the goop factory. It's fine. It's kind of just, I don't mind it. It's kind of boring because it's there's so much speed and so little. Yeah, honestly, I'm sorry, Chemical Plant. You are so many speed sections and then just platform. You're just like the most average Sonic 2 zone for me. Aquatic Ruins, you're a mess. You're kind of like a bit of a mess. I'm putting you down here actually. You're fine. You're kind of just you're kind of short and sweet, but kind of chaotic, which I like, but you don't really offer me too much. Casino Night I like for its vibe. I like the vibe of Casino Night, but I don't really get too much out of Casino Night, to be honest. The pinball concept's cool. I like that. I love its background and its music. It kind of doesn't really have either speed nor platforming though. It's kind of sitting here just on its vibe, I'll be honest, but that's fine. Hilltop, you know what? I like Hilltop Zone. I really like Hilltop Zone. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because it feels so weird, quite late game, to have something that's like what could be the first stage. I like the cloud graphics, I like the vibe, I like the goofy, bassy music, and the kind of... It's quite stressful. It's quite a stressful stage with the rising lava and stuff, and all the crushing risk you get. It's alright. I kind of like Hilltop, honestly. I'm putting Hilltop like... Hilltop's going... I mean, I usually really like... I'm putting Hilltop here. Honestly, yeah. Mystic Cave as well. I actually think Mystic Cave's pretty good. It's got a vibe. Sure. It's going like here. It's got a cool vibe. It's got an interesting design because you can go fast, but it's also very platform. It's very hazardous. It's a weird mix of things, actually. I kind of just like it's just green, weird cave. It's kind of cool. Oil Ocean, I also weirdly have a fondness for. Sonic 2's zones are all so solid. I don't really have ones I really prefer to others. They all just kind of like sit level to each other for me, which is kind of how I feel about Sonic 2. I mean, Sonic 2 is the one I'm most nostalgic for as well. It's the one I've probably played the most when I was a kid. So I'm maybe a little indifferent on some of these zones. Oil Ocean, I mean, I think you're fun. But you're not like super fun. I'm putting you like here. In fact, here. You kind of have. It always feels like you can cheese Oil Ocean, and there's loads of shortcuts. That's kind of what I like about it, even if there's not. It's got a really interesting design that you can really rush through. You know, despite being quite a sort of technical level. A lot of different paths you can take. Metropolis Zone. You're kind of slow. You're kind of just slow and platforming heavy. I love your music. You're going here. I like the simplicity. You're kind of just green sort of non-threatening factory. You're kind of slow, a bit long-winded, but I kind of like your vibe, and I like the style of platforming. You know, it's not intensive, but it's very sort of timing and very rhythmic platforming, what I quite like. Sky Chase, dude, I mean, it's hard to compare Sky Chase to the other levels because it plays differently. But Sky Chase is beautiful. Just on music and energy, dude, it's just the perfect little refreshing min, right? It's hard, like I say, it's hard to compare. I'm kind of just putting it here because it's just such a good vibe in this level. Because it's gameplay wise, it's totally different. I cannot factor it in on gameplay, so it's up here just on vibe, dude. Wing Fortress, again, I don't dislike it. It's fine. There's some fun little cheeses you can do to work your way around obstacles. I'm putting it like here. I enjoy its challenge and I enjoy the feel. Its threatening military feel is kind of really unique for classic Sonic. Not the most fun stage, but it's got some fun quirks. And Death Egg, dude, is awesome. I always love Death Egg. Just because it's just boss fight. It's just a fun, stressful boss fight. The first time I was a kid, I beat this shit, dude. It felt amazing. I didn't know what I was doing the first time. It took like 2 attempts. This dude's going, going here. Yeah, I'm always kind of hyped when I get to this stage, even if it's not super long or anything. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. And we're at Sonic 3 and Knuckles now. I'll try and keep this one brief because, again, my feelings are sort of the same for 3 and Knuckles. I love it. It's a big game. It's big and impressive and amazing for everything it does. It's definitely the best classic Sonic game. But its size is kind of why I don't play it as much. I'm never really in the mood to sit there and play a whole game of 3 and Knuckles with all 14 emeralds. It's kind of a slog to me a bit. It is awesome. The levels are very well designed. Again, I feel the same about 2, is that they don't have as much variation as CD does in 1 in a way. So they all just kind of sit level. I like them though. Palm Tree, what's it called? Angel Island, I think is fun. I'm gonna say I like you more than those guys. I'm gonna put you like here. You have a nice tropical vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna put you here. You're fun. I like the waterfall climbing, the speedy bits. Hydrocity or Hydro City. I shouldn't have said Hydrocity first because I believe in Hydro City supremacy, but I don't really care. Hydrocity, yeah. We'll go with Hydrocity. That's what I'm going with. It's Hydrocity. It's a city of Hydrocities. I mean, you're cool. You're showy. You're flashy. But you're kind of like Chemical Plant Zone, where you're showy and flashy, and then your non-showy and flashy bits are just kind of underwater and platforming, and it's not like my favorite mix of things. I'm putting you here. You're fine. I don't really care. Marble Garden, I don't like. I don't know what it is about Marble Garden I don't find enjoyable. It's something about the spinning tops just feeling like a really weird gimmick. The fact that it's not too platforming focused and not very fast either. There's kind of back and forth as well. I just don't care about Marble Garden. I don't care about his vibe or its look. I like its background. It's kind of cool, but yeah, I just don't like Marble Garden. I don't know why, sorry. It's just kind of there for me. Carnival Night slaps, dude. Carnival Night's actually going like up here. Carnival Night's really good fun, I think. As a kid, I hated it because I didn't know about the hold down on the spinny thing, and you go down further, and you've got to, else you're fucked, you know? But actually, really, the music, dude, is a banger. Graphically, I love the vibe of Carnival Night. Dude, Carnival Night might kind of go up here. It's really good for finding the Chaos Emeralds. They're hidden in places that I'd always think to check, but are always like nicely out the way. You get a nice mix of speed and bounciness. Not really momentum, but you like throw yourself around a lot. There's like fun little shortcuts. It's kind of a bit of a labyrinth, but it's fast and it's not really platforming heavy, yet it's also kind of an interesting design. Yeah, honestly, like Carnival Night's going here. I really like Carnival Night Zone. Honestly, really good fun. Ice Cap as well, you're straight up, you're going here. Sonic 3 has great stages. Sonic 3 has, I think, the strongest stages. So, maybe not in all of, I think it has the strongest stages out of all the classic Sonics. They're not my favourite, but they combine, back to back, they combine beautifully. Because right after that you get Launch Base Zone, and Launch Base Zone, dude, is also fucking awesome. I'm putting this guy actually here. Banger music, music's a vibe. It's awesome background, awesome style, nice mix of like platforming and like kind of labyrinth. It's kind of got not really momentum or flashy speed sections. I like it. It's just such a weird mix of everything in the game. You know, it feels like it's a nice hot pot level, sure. Yeah, that's how I feel about Sonic 3. I feel like it has the strongest stages back to back, and then Sonic and Knuckles kind of has weaker stages. I really don't like a lot of Sonic and Knuckles stages, to be honest. Mushroom Hill I kind of like. Mushroom Hill's music is a vibe. Yeah, I'm putting you like here. I like you, Mushroom Hill. You're fun. You're good fun. You're bouncy. You're springy. You're busy. You're not anything particular. Like, you're kind of just a nice little, almost like dumb time, I would say. Oh, Flying Battery. How I don't care about you. In fact, you know what? I'm sorry. Flying Battery is not fun to me. It's the same as Chemical Plant, where a lot of the speed sections just feel flashy, and it's not really super platforming heavy. You're kind of just sort of going left and right and waiting for stuff in Flying Battery. The music's kind of hype, but it doesn't really do anything for me personally. Yeah, I'm not a big Flying Battery guy. And Sandopolis, I don't like Sandopolis. I really don't like Sandopolis. It's slow. It's slow and it's kind of puzzly, I guess. I don't know, Sandopolis, I don't like it. I don't like this sort of, it feels more like it feels like you're trying to like do like a Mario Haunted House level, and I don't like Mario Haunted House levels. I don't even care about the music. Like, visually and musically, I don't care about Sandopolis. I'm putting you below Labyrinth. Labyrinth at least has the music. Sorry. Now, Lava Reef, I think, is honestly probably the best zone in Knuckles, to me. Sonic and Knuckles kind of has weak stages, I think. That's kind of why I don't like to replay Sonic 3 and Knuckles that much. Because Sonic 3 is awesome. Those stages smack. But Sonic and Knuckles is kind of slow, I think. I think Sonic and Knuckles kind of falls apart a bit, but I do love Lava Reef. Lava Reef is a solid. I'm gonna say you're going here. Your music's awesome, and I like your sort of your gimmicky, not gimmicky. It's not a great word, gimmicky. I like your weird mechanics. Your mechanics that you sort of throw yourself around. You're fast, but you're dangerous. You know, that's kind of fun to mess with. Sky Sanctuary is kind of like that as well, but you can backtrack in Sky Skunkery if you fall down, which is kind of tedious. You have a cool vibe, you got an awesome background. I'm putting you here. Yeah, I'm putting you here because I like you more than Green Hill Zone, but I not like you as much as Emerald Hill Zone, and that's a really weird statement that I think fits you well. Death Egg Zone and Sonic 3 I don't really like. Again, it's kind of just flashy, and the upside down bits do nothing for me. The slower sections aren't really platforming heavy. Yeah, I'm putting you here, in fact. Your music's hype. I've never liked you, honestly. I'm actually going to put you like down here. Marble Madness is good platforming. You kind of don't. Okay, and this is the last stage, I think, because the rest of them are Mania stages. Yeah, the rest of them are Mania, so this is the last one. Doomsday Zone. I mean, it's fine. It's just the final boss. You'll go here. You're cool. You're kind of a cool finale. You kind of have a thing going on, but you don't really interest me. So yeah, is this it? Is this done? Are we finished? I'm actually just going to take a minute to look this over and just maybe arrange them a little bit to me. Yeah, and just for the record, the way I do tier lists is obviously you got the tiers, but I also arrange it so the leftmost one I like more, and it goes down from most favourite on this tier to least favourite on this tier. So that's how I do tier lists, just, I don't know, it's probably how most people do. I think that's how you're meant to, right? Not that there's much of a technicality to tier lists, but that's how I would say it is. Flying Battery Zone. I just remembered that Marble Madness is kind of a fun, has like, I guess, I like its music more. You're going below Marble Madness, I'm sorry. In fact, Stardust Speedway, you're going up here. I'm just remembering that I actually realised that everything in Sonic CD I would rather play than these. I'm putting you here. That's where you go, Stardust, in relation to Sonic CD zones, but in relation to the other zones, you go here. Yeah, I think that's fair. In fact, you know what, Chemical Plant? You go above Hydro City. You go above Hydro City, because I'm remembering that Hydro City kind of... See, the first half of Sonic 3 is so much slower than the second half. Angel Island's fine, Hydro City, Marble Garden. The later 3 stages, Ice Cap, Carnival Night, Launch Base, they're fucking like some of the best zones in classic Sonic. Sonic 3's last half is amazing, dude. Yeah, Sky Sanctuary. Sly Sanctuary, the Sky Place. It kind of has nice momentum. Like, it kind of has not like momentum like you're running off a wall, jumping off it to go into something else like speed momentum, but it has like a nice pace. Sky Skankery. I like its little boss rush actually as well. That's kind of cool. Actually, I've had a change of heart. I just remembered how annoying it is to fall down to lower levels. You're going here. Yeah, you're going here because Aquatic Ruins is kind of chaos and it can be kind of fiddly in the same way. So you're going down here. It's where you deserve. You know what? Tidal Tempest. I'm putting you up here. I actually remembering how much I'm liking the sort of the layout of Tidal Tempest. It's kind of got nice roots, you know, nice variants. Yeah, I'm putting you here, Tidal Tempest. Actually, no, I'm usually more excited by the concept of Death Egg Zone, factoring in the difference between CD and 2, to be fair. Now, I'm also just remembering that Lava Reef Zone looks like nothing but a cave, so it's a good zone. It's kind of speedy and kind of dangerous in a sort of Scrap Brain Zone way, but Stardust Speedway is kind of cool in comparison, I think. Again, I will die on this hill. Oil Ocean is kind of fun, I think. And yes, I will die on that hill because people will kill me. On the hill, yes. The hill of Oil Ocean appreciation. It's the vibe. It's got a unique vibe. Name another oil rig level. That's unique, dude. That's one of a kind. You know what? I actually think Wacky Workbench is fun. You're going here. And I'm actually going to move Scrap Brain Zone up to here because I'm remembering that I really like its layout. I really like the platforming. The danger, it's dangerous, but you can go quite fast in sections. It's a cool mix of things, and the music's very nice, you know. It's really good for a Sonic 1 zone. Tidal Tempest is beautiful music, actually. I'm sorry. It's going here. It's going here, and I'm actually going to move Metallic Madness. But I'm not. No. Gotta try and keep it relative. Because if it was not trying to be relative to the other games, then Sonic CD zones would all be going up here, basically. I'm trying to keep them in mind with the other zones in Sonic CD and compare them to those more than the other games here. But I'm going to move Metallic Madness down. I actually think I enjoy Tidal Tempest a bit more. In relation to Sonic CD zones, I still enjoy this overall music and image and stuff more than this, but like I say, in relation to Sonic CD, I think that goes there. Yeah, that's a good place for it. In Collision Chaos, I'm actually going to throw you up here. I'm forgetting how much in fact, fuck it, I really like Collision Chaos. Yeah, you're going up here. You're going right up here, dude. In fact, I'm going to move you up as well, actually. Spring Yard Zone, I think I like you more than Ice Cap, just a little bit, just ever so slightly more than Ice Cap Zone. I'm actually going to move Hilltop Zone down a bit. You're going down to like here. Fuck it. I like Collision Chaos, alright. It's dumb, it's bouncy, it's almost the most momentum heavy level in that game. It kind of almost feels like a Knuckles Chaotic stage. Yeah, fuck it, I love Collision Chaos, dude. I can't deny it any longer. Yeah, Carnival Night has really cool bosses. The sub-boss is unique, and I like the boss at the end of the stage. I like the city background, I love the vibe, the music, the lights, all the little details and effects, dude. The bit where it goes to darkness, and there's a little bit of water, but it's not like an integral part of the stage. It's like, I just think it's cool. It's got like a little bit of everything in a very unique way. In fact, I'm going to be really cheeky, and I'm going to do this because Starlight Zone's fun, but Hilltop Zone, there's just something about it that's as fun to me. It's a mix of things, and I just like the vibe of Hilltop. It feels really it feels the weirdest zone. I don't know. It feels like it's the most nothing zone in Sonic 2, yet also the most sort of specific vibe. It's so Mega Drive. It's the most aggressively Mega Drive zone, I think. It has a few slow moments, Ice Cap, which is why it's here. Launch Base I love as well. I'm almost tempted to put Launch Base up here, but it's just not there. It's just not there. Yeah, we're done. That's it. That is how I'm tier listing all the classic Sonic zones, not counting Mania, because I've not played Mania. So yeah, sure. That's it. Again, my CD bias might have come through there, but I tried to not structure it by what ones were my favourite overall, because CD is my favourite overall, just generally because the kind of design it's got. But more trying to rank them and tier them based on relation to both the stages in comparison to all of the stages, and also weight of what the rest of the game is like anyway. I don't know. This makes sense to me. Even if my explanation doesn't. This makes sense to me. So that's how I would tier list every classic Sonic zone from 1 to 3 in CD. If you like or disagree, then, I mean, tell me if you want. I imagine a lot of people will. In fact, a lot of people will hate me for saying Stardust Speedway. No, I still like it more than Lava Reef. But I still like Oil Ocean more. It's still my least favourite CD zone, easily, but I still love it. So, you know, what are your opinions? What are your thoughts on the classic Sonic? I've been kind of on a classic Sonic binge lately, so even if it's not zone specific, what are your current thoughts right now on some classic Sonic games? You know, what is your classic Sonic thoughts right now? Let me know, because it'd be quite nice to hear. I'm on a bit of a Sonic fix, so I don't think it'll last more than another day. So, thanks for watching, thanks for sitting around. I have stuff in the works, so keep an eye out for that if you'd like. All the little amounts of attention, they do mean a lot to me, and they do help keep me motivated. So thank you very much for at least checking out. And yeah. God, I better get to bed now. Thank you, and good nights. Bye bye.